and you are going to look at the clues to figure out what element you are going to be researching today. Okay? Did I sneeze again? Alright, does everybody have a baggie with element clues? Okay? You should all have your periodic tables out on your table. Okay? What you need to do now is you need to open up your baggie and using your clues, you need to figure out which element you're going to be researching, which periodic table. Come on, I said that like 5 times. Alright, so use your clues to figure out what element you are going to be researching today. Good job. Sulfur. Good job.
Wait, which one is this?
Magnesium. You got it.
All right, I'm going to get the half robot here. Is that better? Can you hear me? Yeah? Great. All right, so you might have seen me wandering around your classroom up there filming. That was me in the bright pink shirt. I am a graduate student at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. And this lesson that Mr. Rhew and I have planned together is a school project for me. And so I am videotaping it so to prove that I've done it. So you kind of see over there, there's my pink iPad. It's recording us right now. Everybody wave at it. Hey. So just so you know, you're on film. So be cool. All right. So you all were down or up in the classroom, and you all found your elements. How many people had found their element quickly? All right. And then some people it took a little longer because some of those clues are a little bit tricky. It's a good review for you, though, right, for all the work you've been doing. So if everybody on your computer would open up the internet, and it should open to this same page that I have going on up here. All right. Hey. If it's already open to something crazy, just shut it, just X out of that window, and just reopen the internet. So if you open your computer and the page opened to something that wasn't this screen, just X out, start again. Interesting. All right. So, everybody on the screen? Great. All right. So, we're now going to do some research on the elements that you discovered in your classroom about 5 minutes ago. So, if you were going to look something up on the internet and you were at your house and like, oh, I wonder what helium is like. Okay? What might you do? What website might you go to? Google. Raise your hand if that would be your first move, Google. And Google can be really good, right? You can find good stuff on Google. Who's ever found something really good on Google? Exactly what they were looking for. Great. Who's ever found a whole mess of stuff that was not what they were looking for? Right? And that can be good because you can find other interesting things. But if you're looking for something specific, maybe Google's not always the best way to go. But we're very lucky because we have all kinds of options for databases that's going to give us the good information, the right information, the first time through Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools. So, can everybody see? You can either look at this screen, or if this screen is more visible, or that one, wherever. This is up all over. So if you can see this window up in here, just delete everything that's in there, and we're going to go to NC WiseOwl, all one word, .org, O-R-G. So ncwiseowl.org. So hit enter, head over there. Once this screen is up on your computer, look up at me so that I can tell by looking out at you if you have got this. If you're sitting at the table in some way that you can't see the computer screen, you need to shift around, okay? Because everybody should be able to see the computer screen, because this is group work, right? It's not just one person doing the work. So if you can't see the screen, somebody told me to shift. Okay, great. Good question. 9. We'll do like this. Do one of these arrows. You know what I mean? So that you can just put your stuff on your stick, but, you know, make a signal if there's one. Thank you for that. Okay. So, by looking at the screen, is there anybody who is not at the screen yet? We're all on the same page? Fantastic. Okay, so, looking at the options on the screen, what do you think we should click on? Middle school. So everybody click on middle school. Okay, when you get to this page, everybody look up at me so that I can see where you are. Awesome. Okay, so we've got a lot of options over here. This column of links right here, these are all really, really good resources for you. Okay? So today we're going to look mainly at the second one called Britannica. Has anybody ever heard of Britannica before? Show of hands. Wow, maybe so old. Encyclopedia Britannica has been around for years and years, right? So this is an online version. So everybody click on Britannica, that first option. All right, so we should all be on this screen. It's the second, it says Britannica, it's the second blue button down. Thank you. All right, so we've got this search window up here where you can type in anything you want to look for. It's going to pull up some really good stuff on that issue. So we've all got our element, right? But we're going to do a practice run real quick. So I'm going to say helium. No one's helium. Are they? Anybody helium? No, great. Okay, so we're going to look up helium. H-E-L. Helium. And y'all feel free to type in helium, okay? So let's all look together. Okay, so I typed in helium, and all this stuff has come up. Let's see how much stuff I have. All right. Wow. A lot of stuff, right? 7 whole pages at least, if not more. Okay. We've got some good images up here. Look at this. We've got the element square over here. We've got the atomic model. Hint, hint, this stuff is going to come in handy here pretty soon. So kind of remember where we are. Okay? All right, so let's take a look at this real quick. Helium, chemical element. Let's see. Oh, wow, look, there's a whole ton of information here. Okay, that's great. So everybody look up in the corner. Do you see these 3 purple squares? Have a 1, 2, and 3? Okay, so we're on square number 2 right now, right? So you see how long that is. So go, let's say I can't find everything I'm looking for. Let's say I'm needing more things. Well, then let's look at number 3. Wow, that's a whole lot more stuff, right? Okay, great. Now let's say this is just too much for me. I just can't handle this. It's distracting. I don't need that much information. We'll click back at number 1 over here. Well, that's much more abbreviated, right? Easier to digest. So if you're like, this is too complex, I need to back off a little bit, or if this is not enough, I need to up it a little bit, that's fine. All built in right here. Okay? So I've got, over here, I've got a worksheet for you of information that I want you to fill out regarding your element. Thank you, Mr. Rhew. So, everybody go back up to your search window, this right in here, and type in your own element. I'm coming around with this. Here's some fair warning for you. Questions number 8 and 10 on this worksheet are the same. I'm going to go ahead and claim that that's because it's just really important and I really want you to know that. Or it might have been a mistake, so we'll just see. But you only need to do one of those. So 8 and 10, you only have to do number 8, you can just strike out number 10. Okay? Now, you're looking online, maybe you don't find every single thing that you're looking for, okay? We have got a whole reference table over here in this back area. It's got all kind of information for you, okay? Some of these books, like helium, this is basically just about helium. Excellent, okay? But there are books, this one in particular is really, really good. It's got information on every single element in it, okay? So, you can be, maybe you didn't find it on a website, maybe you didn't find it. If there's a book on your table, maybe you didn't find it. You come over here and look at these. Now let me say, you may be thinking, wow, I couldn't find my element. My element is boron. It begins with a B. I flipped to the B's and it wasn't there. Not all these books are organized like that. Not every book is alphabetical. It might be a good bet to go in the back, check the index, because it's going to be in there, right? Okay, so if you can't find it just by flipping through, go in the back, check the index. All right? So make sure you write your names on everything. That's very important. Each person should be filling out a worksheet, okay? It shouldn't just be one person doing all the work. But you can work together. That's why you're in pairs. All right? So start your research. Start filling these out. As you run into roadblocks, raise your hand. We'll both come around and help you out. Okay?
Carmola is going to show you what the next part of your project is. So I don't want you working on anything so you're paying attention so you don't miss something very important, okay?
All right. So now we get to the creative expression part of the project, which is always my favorite part. We're going to have y'all make an informational poster about your element, all right? So, over here, and on these screens, you can see an electronic poster that I made yesterday, oh yeah, that is similar to what we want you to put together. Mr. Rhew is passing out a rubric right now. Has anybody had a rubric before in their classroom? Do you know what that is? Okay, so teachers give you rubrics to let you know just exactly what they want in the poster, right? Put your names on top of it, but you do not have to fill it out. That's our job. It's our job to fill it out about your poster. But you can see by looking down the side of that first column, you can see everything that we want you to include in your poster, right? So, like, here's my copy of this rubric. Just put your names here, then make sure that you include all of this information in your poster. All right? So, everybody look at your rubric. The first component that you need is you need the name of the element as the title. So, all the elements that y'all are researching are in between the numbers 1 and 20, right? So I need 21, just so we wouldn't double up. Okay? So over here, y'all, make sure I have your attention.
Everybody, eyes and ears up in the front, please.
So here's my title, scandium, up here. Okay? The next piece of information you need is your element square. Okay? And you need to make sure you have everything that element square requires. It's right here on the rubric. You need the atomic number, which I have at the top, the symbol, the name, and the atomic mass down at the bottom. Okay? And then you need the atomic model, which is down here, which, you might recall. At this point, hopefully you have it, drawn to the bottom of your worksheet, but also you should know where to find it by now, right? If you don't have it yet. Okay? Then you need Okay, so up here I have a picture of the element, right? Now, I was able to go on the internet and paste this into my poster. But if I had tried to draw this, I mean, first of all, I can't draw. But if I had tried to draw this, it would look like nothing, right? So, if you feel like, well, my element just looks like a blob, then maybe you want to kind of have an artistic rendering of it, and I'll tell you a little bit more what I mean later. So you need to have, the where is it found section. Okay, so all that information that you just found on it. And then down here you have your interesting fact. So it says scandium has a low density and a high melting point, which makes it great for military uses. So an example is it can strengthen body armor. So if I wasn't trying to draw this, because I mean honestly, that's barely even a picture. If I had tried to draw that, that would just be, y'all would have walked out of this media center by now. So maybe I could have drawn a suit of armor. Or my, it says, in my where is it found section, it says that it's the 23rd most abundant element in the sun. So maybe I would draw a picture of the sun. You can do an illustration that is related to the topic without having to try to draw that. So, whatever works, whatever sticks in your brain as a representation of this element is A-okay by us. So, Mr. Rhew in the back here has some poster board for you. He's got markers for you. So, when you're ready, when you've got your research done, go back there and he will hook you up with poster board, markers, and you may want to draw a little sketch on the back of your worksheet of, this is what I want my poster to look like, so that you're not doing your rough draft on your poster board, because if you're anything like me, you're going to mess up at least the first time. So, do a little planning before you get into it. So if you are, if you're done with your worksheet, got everything filled out, just send one person up to Mr. Rhew to get a piece of poster board and to get some markers. And you're still working? Keep on trying.